while, so we've seen those TikTok videos. Does it chip? We've got some ground turkey here, and let's find out. Good morning. Welcome to Radical Geek YouTube. If this is your first time viewing, we have a lot of videos out, and I encourage you to drop in, check out our Cheese Friday, and then our Sunday night Coffee Talk live streams. We release videos several times a week, and we do go live every Sunday. And today we have been noticing on TikTok and on like those little Facebook reels and stuff, and someone has shared them in a couple of the different groups where people are making meat chips. And I thought, well, that's certainly low carb and perfect for keto, and we love meat. They've been using a lot of chicken. I have ground turkey. That's what we have, and so that's what we're going to use. We're going to find out if it will chip. I've got my air fryer, of which we're going to preheat now. I'm going to click air fry. I'm going to bump it to 300, and about 20 minutes, we'll check it. And while that preheats, let's prep this turkey. So it is finely ground. If your ground poultry meat is a little bit on the thicker side, then you want to go ahead and paste it up a bit. But the turkey is already very pasted, so we're going to leave it as is. And get all gloved up. To my turkey, I'm going to add flat iron pepper, barbecue, dark, and smoky. Looks like in these videos, I said that, but there we go. They're using all kinds of seasoning, garlic powder, salt, pepper, Dano's barbecue, all kinds of stuff. You could use Redmond seasoned salt. I briefly thought about using, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the Pork and Good ranch to make like ranch chicken chips, or ranch turkey chips rather. But ultimately I decided to go with this because I can't use all of this meat for one little air fryer tray of experiment. And so after this, I'm going to go and mix in chilies, more chilies, fresh chilies, and cheese, and throw them on the smoker and have some meal prep for the week. So that's some good and spicy barbecue, dark and smoky by flat iron pepper. Did I measure? No, I just threw in about like 3 tablespoons. And salt, because there isn't salt in their chili blends. So I will tell you that if you like spicy things and you like chili flakes, Flat Iron Pepper's advertisement where they say you'll never go back to regular red pepper is not a lie. They are so delicious. And if you place an order with Flat Iron Pepper and you go and immediately upon receiving the confirmation for your order, you let them know that the Radical Geek YouTube channel referred you, they will throw a little something else in your order, a little surprise, just for being one of our members. So, all right, and generous salt, because chips should be salty, and if you're keto, you need salt anyways. So we'll just throw it in there. Oh, the uncomfortable part, the mixing. Ground poultry. Oh, ground poultry is always, I don't know, like ground beef doesn't bother me, but poultry is always like so mushy that it's unpleasant to touch, especially when it's all cold and slimy. But get in there and mix it. Honestly, use a spoon if you really need to, but I'll tell you, you get a better combo. Plus, it helps with the keeping the texture extra smooth since we're doing it for. Actually, you know what? The poultry is so smooth. I think I might mix sausage in it for my burgers. But literally, all I did was meat and seasoning. I've got it good and combined. Air fryer is not totally heated up yet, so we're okay. The next part is we've got to get this onto a piece of parchment and roll it out very, very thin. None of the, let's face it, TikTok videos and stuff are not the place for your detailed recipes. Goes number one. All right. So let's protect our rolling board. That's the other thing. If it's a fail, your air fryer is not real big. Some of the videos use the oven, and honestly, I don't like filming upstairs in my kitchen because it's small and I inevitably knock the camera around. You can barely move. And I like this little area here. And second of all, it's just super easy. Now I've got to get a move on here. So I put a parchment down. And now we are going to re-glove up. Yes, I'm going to go through a bunch of gloves here. I just can't stand the texture. I'm going to grab, ooh. You guys, you've touched ground poultry before. It's not the most exciting texture. And that looks like plenty. We will put some saran wrap down to roll it, but I'm just going to give it a little pat, kind of get it squared up. So we get a nice shaped layer. If this works, you all, I am going to be astounded. I just feel very strongly that I'm going to say like 80% of the things that you find on those Reels or TikToks or those little 2-minute shorts are often flim-flams, utter trash. But, you never know. And honestly, some dehydrated meat, what's the worst thing is it's a little dry and you need to get some extra sauce or whatever. We can deal with that. So, very thin. I also saw people like patting this all out to this thinness with their hands. I'm like, man, you got saran wrap and parchment paper. Why are you squishing it with your hands? Get the rolling pin. It'll be super thin, really fast, and with so much less work. So I say get a rolling pin. If you don't have one, I feel like that's worth your investment. You can buy not the greatest rolling pin ever, but you can even get one at the dollar store if dollars are a concern. It's a super handy tool to have. I'm going to roll some meat over here. It's got too thin on this edge over here. All right. Air fryer is heated up. Let me take this layer of saran wrap off. It's stuck to the other saran wrap. You guys, welcome to the Radical Geek YouTube channel where everything goes a little bit crazy. There we go. Once every so often. Now, some of my meat is very, 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 very thin, and the other parts of it are just thin. The wafer thin, papery one, I suspect some of that may, let me just see if I can tap it over. No, okay. Some of it may get a little burnt. We'll see. All right. Get up there, saran wrap. And I just have my tray. I'm going to lift this parchment. Use my elbow, pop it down, move my meat out of the way. I throw this tray right in on the air fry level, and boom, will it chip? We'll find out in about 20 minutes. We'll be right back. I'll come back just before it finishes counting down, and we'll take a peek at it. It would be awesome if it made nice chips, wouldn't it? I think so. All right, I'm going to get cleaned up, and then we'll move to the next step. All right, friends, based on what I'm seeing here, I think I'm going to make a little change to see if we can make these chips success. I don't know if it's going to work or not, so let's find out. I'm going to take this out. It is happening, sort of, but I don't know. It does not look great. I'm going to grab this little patty. You can see it is not chips. But the liquid from the poultry is down on the bottom, and I think in order for it to dry out, it's going to be better to put it on the open rack at this point. Let's find out. Worst case scenario, this is going to be the driest, thinnest little patty ever. But let's put it in here on the open rack so we can get the full benefit of the air fry. And we'll check it again in a few minutes. Welcome back, everyone. So let's check this out. It just came off, and we're going to see if it chipped. So, earlier I made that change. I decided it needed more airflow than putting it on the tray. But you can't put it on a tray without a parchment or something at the beginning. So far, okay. This is some dry cardboardy. But let's find out. There is part here that is not crispy, where it's not as thin. So I'm going to say rolling it out thin. As you can see, it did shrink quite a lot because it was the size of this entire cutting board. That's the liquid in. So it's not as crispy as it seems. It is some very dry meat. All right. That's where it's super, super thin. It is more chip-like. And then there's some parts that are very flexible. And I will say, it's not like as if it was thick. So maybe more time over here where it's like paper thin, where I press down with the roller. So maybe he would have been a little more neat and a little less and even thinner. I will say. I mean, it's not terrible. Let's see. It's hot. It is breaking up, not this piece. This is the piece that's thick. So these ones are not 100% chip. But I don't know if you can hear that snap or not. Try to get that up closer to the mic above. So some of it is chips. Or let's find out. Is it chips or is it just super dry? I will try it first plain, and then I have some salsa. This is a green salsa, tomatillo cilantro. So I've got the tomatillos in there that I fire roasted off. I've got jalapenos. I've got serranos. And then I've got a little sprinkle of green ghost in there. So, and of course a little bit of garlic and onion. Very basic salsa, but very tasty. So let's see. Let's go for this one. It's very crunchy. Wow. Just the driest jerky I have ever had. I'm not sad eating it. It did seem to not work as well as the videos, but it did work. It did take a little extra time. I came back and added like an extra 5 minutes to finish it up. Most of it is very good. The part, this one where I was not as thin as the wafery edges is not crisp. Let's try it with the salsa. So it's pretty good with the salsa. It is a lot to chew. So light and airy, no, but crispy, crunchy, and good with a sauce, yes. Am I going to chow these down, like riding my bike? No, I'll choke on the dust. But a pretty good substitute, yeah. Would I take these to a party? Probably not. Will I eat these at home or take them for myself? Probably. I don't know. Seemed like more effort than I want to put out. So, but yes, it did chip. So you can hear some more crunching. It does taste all right. It's very dry. It's like a really super dry piece of jerky. How many of you had that before when you get the jerky and you have to like really chew it for a long time? That's this. So it definitely chipped. I don't know if it's my best favorite. I think I'd rather order carnivore crisps. But on the other hand, super economical because the ground turkey you can buy in large packages at Costco. Uh, Way cheaper than a lot of other meats. I might try ground beef and run that through the food processor and see how that works out. The spices worked great in there. I don't really have any complaints other than it's a little bit on the dry side, which duh, because you just dried it out, making it thin and crispy. So it would be. So, yeah, I'm not unhappy. I'm just not like, I'm not blown away. And it obviously, you have to be very careful or you wind up with the just overdone, not crunchy piece. So, but for the most part, yes, I have a nice little bowl of chips here that I'm going to go and eat. I might throw together some cheese sauce or something. And as you can hear in the bowl, it makes chip sound. So yes, it did chip. Um, if so, I would say, it's worth a shot. And it maybe in a Ninja Foodie it might go a little smoother. I don't know. I will say 100% it made a huge difference for after I got the initial cook done to swap it to the rack and get rid of all the parchment paper or the air fryer liner. So that was a huge thing and something to consider when you're making these. You might try in the oven, and in the oven you're going to have to use a baking sheet. I would 100% recommend, considering once you've gotten most of it cooked up and it's cooked and no longer leaking fluids, taking it right off of that or putting it on a raised rack so that the air can circulate around it. So yes, it chipped. Yes, it's a success. Yes, no, it's not quite as exhilarating or as exciting as those Reels and TikTok influencers make it sound. It is pretty good, and I would do it again. So it's all right. It worked. So, but not raging success. It's just okay. I'd actually rather just have a burger patty and eat it with a knife and fork. So, it is what it is. I'll stick to my pork rinds, and I will see you guys soon. Or the Egg Life Wrap air fryer chips. Those are 100% crispy every time they work. They taste all right. They work great with sauces. So, but I'm not sad. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like being a complainer. I'm just saying it's successful within a curve. There are better. But so give it a try for yourself. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.